Hi, my name is Michael Dugan. I'm doing a video selfie here in a hotel room in Fairfield, New Jersey. I wish I could be with you in Florida at Lex's boot camp. I've been there many times before, and it's one of my favorite things to do because I learn something new every time. Let me tell you about my journey with Lex as a student of Lex. It's been very rewarding for me and for my family. I went to a boot camp and we went on a bus trip and we went and looked at all these houses, which was a very new thing for me. And Lex made me feel like, hey, I can do this. I've got the information, I've got the houses to look at, and I'm very much capable of putting together the money, getting the investment going, and acquiring houses and renting them. It wasn't an easy decision because you're looking at a good bit of money to, become a student of Lex's. And there's a fear there, but that fear can be motivating as well. It was enough money, and it was a serious amount of money, that I knew I was going to get every ounce of information I could out of this man and learn whatever I could. And thankfully, Lex is very giving that way, and he's taught me so much I can't imagine. The very first house I got was on the first boot camp bus trip, and I didn't buy it then, but a couple weeks later, Lex said, hey, take a look at this house. It's really a good one for you. And I went in, and of course it was my first house, and I was scared, and I really didn't know what to do. And he said, but if you don't get the first one, you're never going to get any of the other ones. And you're not going to be able to achieve, the dream of being an investor like you want to do. And so I went home, I talked to my ex-wife, who was interested in investing as well, and we decided to purchase the house. And it's been a fabulous house. We paid $54,000 for it. We've rented it for $1,200. It's a Section 8 rental. The first tenant we ever had moved in, and she's been in there ever since. In fact, several weeks later, Lex said, hey, come take a look at this other house. And it happened to be right next door to the house I bought. And it was the exact same house. This one was a little more. It was like $63,000. And Lex goes, if you don't buy this house, you're not going to buy any house. And he was right. So we bought that. And now the woman who has been the first renter in the house next door has her mother in the house. She's also a Section 8 tenant, and she pays $1,250 a month. Over the years, the homes have gone up. They're now worth about $130,000 each, but they've been long-term consistent rentals where these people have paid their rent and the government has helped them month after month after month. That gave me a lot of confidence. So I actually, when my daughter was home, I talked her into going to Lex's boot camp. And she went looking at a house one day, and Lex had asked me to take a look at it, but I was stuck at work. So I sent my daughter, and she calls me up and she says, I smell money. I saw this house. It was an absolute wreck. But wrecks don't scare Lex. Wrecks didn't scare my daughter. And so I wasn't going to let a wreck scare me. So we bought this house for about $65,000 as well. It did require almost $20,000 to fix up. And it's turned out to be the best rental we have. So we put about $85,000 into it. We're renting it out for $1,300 a month, and the very first tenants who ever went in are still there, and they have never been one day late on their rent. So finally, I'm at another boot camp, and now I'm getting a little comfortable because Lex has gotten me past that fear that held me back. And we passed another house. This one was $85,000, but it didn't need a thing. And so I got that one too. That's my fourth rental. That's where I stopped. That's now rented out for $1,150 a month, and has a very nice single mother and family. and that's been great. So when you look at the investment that having Lex as a mentor required, it's nothing compared to, between my ex-wife and I, our net worth has gone up over $200,000 with those houses. And if we split it, that means my net worth for having Lex as my mentor is now over $100,000 more than what it was worth 4 years ago. You can't do that with a job. You can't do that with almost any other investment. You're not going to do that with stocks. So I've been very fortunate. Lex has taught me more than I could ever know, and I want to learn more. I wish I was at the boot camp with you, because every time I go to a boot camp, and I've probably been to 5 or 6, I learn something more. There's always that one kernel that you can get out of that will help you make money. So thank you very much, Lex. Good luck at the boot camp. Learn all you can. I know it's a ton of information to absorb in a weekend, but nobody else teaches it like Lex, and nobody else will help you as a student like Lex will. He's dropped everything on a Saturday and come and help me look at a house that I was thinking of buying. And he gives you that kind of instruction. And he's talked me out of going into some houses too. He's seen them and he says, no, this one's not the right one for you. So pay attention in boot camp. If you can, I would seriously consider Lex's mentoring program. It's been worth over $100,000 to me. And I know that many of the other students he's coached, it's been about the same. So thank you very much, Lex, and good luck to everyone. Thank you.